Good morning and welcome to this special episode of Tribune Sports Live. I'm Zach Steele along with Chris Yao. And Chris, what a year 2016 was for our area teams.
A lot of fun. I mean, we had a lot of great teams. We had 3 playoff teams this year. You know, one thing that you just think about all year long is how all 3 of our area teams continued to improve throughout the year. And, you know, watching this season was a lot of fun, a lot more fun than I've had in the past. So, you know, hoping to see that continue into the future.
Let's start with Clay Chalkville. A little bit of a rebuilding year for them. You know, the play for back-to-back state championships, new quarterback, a lot of new faces. They still held their own pretty well.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's something that Jerry Hood talked about all year was, you know, if you're going to play us, this is the year to play us because you got to get us now because all of these kids are young and they're getting all that playing experience this past year. So this is what you want to see from them. You know, even still with a rebuilding year, they had a great season. They made the playoffs once again and still put up some great numbers offensively and defensively.
Moving on to Pinson Valley, they also have a very good season this year. A lot of youth on that team as well.
There was a fantastic year for Pinson Valley, man. We talked about it all year long, how good that defense was. I mean, they lose, you know, some of their more important players defensively, but this team is young, and you know they're an overtime away, 4 overtime loss to Austin. They're an overtime away from the semifinals in Class 6A. You can't argue with that at all.
And strangely, we lose Matt Glover to St. Clair County.
In an odd turn of events, Matt Glover is terminated, but you know sometimes that happens. You kind of have to understand that there's a principal there who wants to have his people around him, and maybe there was something he wasn't doing as an athletic director. As you know, we saw in the statement that it was not Friday night. Obviously, that was his downfall. So we're not sure what really happened there. But I'm really interested to see what Pinson Valley does going forward.
And we wish Coach Glover the best of luck up at St. Clair County at Oakville.
Absolutely.
Moving on to Hewitt-Trussville, probably one of the best seasons in their history. They have an undefeated regular season, but they end kind of disappointingly in the playoffs.
Hewitt-Trussville, as you know, and we watched most every game, this team was fast-paced, they were fun to watch, and it was probably the best regular season we've ever seen from Hewitt-Trussville. Unfortunately, they ran into a Gadsden City team who was well coached, who was young when we played them at the beginning of the year. They grew up and they played well. I mean, even in their loss to Hoover, you know, Gadsden City really showed that they grew up and they were a very good football team. I think it was just one of those where it's tough to beat the same team twice in a year. It happens. You know, we missed out on that great Hoover-Hewitt matchup that we were all looking forward to. But Hewitt-Trussville had a fantastic year, and they had some great players, and I'm excited to see their future as well.
Well, and they've got a pretty good program going here. They lose a lot this year, but they're going to be right back next year. When we come back, folks, we're going to have our second team, offense and defense, from Tribune Sports Live.
Trussville Vision Care is now proud to offer sports vision training for athletes. This sports-specific training improves hand-eye coordination and reaction time. As a former college athlete, Dr. Steele knows how important perfect vision is to succeed on the athletic field. For athletes, 20/20 vision is not enough. Trussville Vision Care.
Jefferson Memorial Funeral Home and Gardens is home-owned and operated by the Seal family. I've known Eddie Seal and his son Adam for over 25 years. They're community-oriented and, more importantly, good folks who know how to take care of people in their time of need. That's how Jefferson Memorial became Trussville's funeral home and cemetery. Jefferson Memorial is located at 1591 Gadsden Highway. You can call them at 322-0543. Before your need arises, let Jefferson Memorial family take care of your family.
Welcome back to Tribune Sports Live, and Chris, it's time for our second team, All-Tribune team. We'll start with wide receiver Torrey Hendricks from Pinson Valley, 33 catches, 389 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Also from Pinson Valley, junior wide receiver Dylan Henderson. He had 27 catches, 403 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Logan Pitts from Hewitt-Trussville had a great year, 36 catches. He had 586 yards, averaging almost 16 yards a game, and a couple of touchdowns.
On the offensive line, we had from Hewitt-Trussville, Zachary Moody.
And Tyler McElwain also had a great year as a senior.
Junior from Hewitt-Trussville as well, Ben Adams.
And an offensive lineman from Pinson Valley also had a really nice year was Rodney Tunstall.
And also from Pinson Valley, junior Tyler Johnson.
Elliott McElwain from Hewitt-Trussville, a junior. Should have been on the first team probably if we had room. 90 carries for 604 yards, 54 catches for 771 yards, 7 rushing touchdowns, 15 total touchdowns. What a great year for that young man.
Absolutely. Also, running back Nicholas Jones from Clay Chalkville, the senior, had 104 carries, 633 yards for 6 yards a carry. Had 5 touchdowns and had 10 catches as well for 40 yards on the year.
Jackie Matthews is our quarterback. It seems like this young man's been around forever. 49 carries, 289 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2,000 yards he was responsible for this year. What a great year for him.
Second team kicker from Hewitt-Trussville is Parker Colburn, the sophomore. He also could have made the first team. He was 72 of 74 on point afters and 3 of 7 on field goals. He also punted 3 times this year for an average of 37 yards.
All right, for the defense, the defensive line, Zeke Lawrence for Pinson was almost just off that first team. He had 44 total tackles, 5 tackles for loss. Just a great year for that young man.
From Clay Chalkville, defensive lineman Terrence Muse, the senior, had 28 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, including 1.5 sacks.
Nico Simmons from Pinson had a great year as a junior, 35 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, had some quarterback pressures, 2 fumble recoveries, and a touchdown.
Linebacker from Hewitt-Trussville, Peyton Horn. He had 82 solo tackles, 7 tackles for loss, a couple sacks, couple quarterback hurries as well.
Marco Harris from Pinson Valley had 71 total tackles.
Linebacker DeMarcus Davis from Clay Chalkville, the junior coming off an ACL injury, had 60 solo tackles, which led the team. Also had 9 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, an interception, a pass breakup, and 5 QB hurries.
Derek Bean, also from Clay Chalkville, had 59 total tackles and an interception return for a touchdown.
Defensive back TJ Alexander from Hewitt-Trussville, 42 solo tackles, 50 total, 2 tackles for loss, an interception, a pass defended, and 3 fumble recoveries.
Trevor Sisk had a great year for Hewitt, 66 solo tackles and 4 INTs, 1 a pick 6.
Defensive back Jalen Mack from Clay Chalkville, the sophomore, had 43 solo tackles, 54 totals, and 2 interceptions.
Nathan Helms for Hewitt, a junior, had 29 solo tackles, 1 interception, and 6 passes defended.
Second team punter from Clay Chalkville was junior Drennan Mayhew.
And that's our second teamers for the All Tribune team. We'll be back with our first team in just a few moments.
Trussville Vision Care is now proud to offer sports vision training for athletes. This sports-specific training improves hand-eye coordination and reaction time. As a former college athlete, Dr. Steele knows how important perfect vision is to succeed on the athletic field. For athletes, 20/20 vision is not enough. Trussville Vision Care.
Jefferson Memorial Funeral Home and Gardens is home-owned and operated by the Seal family. I've known Eddie Seal and his son Adam for over 25 years. They're community-oriented and, more importantly, good folks who know how to take care of people in their time of need. That's how Jefferson Memorial became Trussville's funeral home and cemetery. Jefferson Memorial is located at 1591 Gadsden Highway. You can call them at 322-0543. Before your need arises, let Jefferson Memorial family take care of your family.
Welcome back, and it's time for our first team offense and defense. We'll start with Nico Collins. The Clay Chalkville senior had 46 catches for 895 yards, an impressive 19.5-yard average. He also had 9 touchdowns.
Continuing on the wide receivers, we've got Auburn commit Noah Igbenogany from Hewitt-Trussville. He had 94 carries on the year, man. 751 yards, pretty much 8 yards a carry. He had a long of 67 yards and 10 touchdowns on the ground. Also, through the air, he had 55 catches, which led the team. 712 yards receiving, which was second on the team. That's about 13 yards per carry. He had a long of 77 yards. And 8 touchdowns receiving, so pretty good year for him. Also, if we want to add this, he had a couple kickoff returns. He had 12 kickoff returns for 247 yards. And for total offense, 1,700 yards and 18 touchdowns for Noah.
Lee Allen Daly from Pinson Valley had 31 receptions for 486 yards and 6 touchdowns.
For the offensive line, we had Pierce Quick.
Also, Chipper Latrigue, who had a great year as a senior.
Also, Kylan Clayton from Clay Chalkville on the offensive line.
And another senior from Clay Chalkville, Xavier Wright.
And rounding out the offensive line was Andre Thomas from Pinson Valley.
And running back, Kymel Shaverst had a great year, 185 carries, 6.3 yards a carry. That's 1,174 yards for him and 13 touchdowns.
Also running back, Grayson Cash, the Hewitt-Trussville senior, ran for 1,193 yards on 171 carries, 7 yards per carry. He had a long run of 54 yards and added 20 touchdowns on the ground. Through the air, he caught 34 passes, 521 yards, 15.3 average receiving, 7 touchdowns there. The guy just did everything for that team.
Also, Connor Adair for the Huskies. What a senior year he had. 30 touchdown passes against 5 interceptions. Just amazing total offense. He was responsible for 32 of the Husky touchdowns.
And finally on special teams, first team kicker was Saul Rios from Pinson Valley. A 3-year starter, was 36 of 39 on point after attempts, 9 of 15 on field goals, and had 32 touchbacks on the kickoff.
Moving to the defense, the first team defensive line, Christian Smith for the Huskies, 43 solo tackles, 23 assists, and 66 total tackles.
Had a great year, Christian Smith did. Also on the defensive line, a guy who we talked about all year long was leading that Pinson Valley defense was Desmond Scott. He had 65 total tackles, 17 tackles for loss, which led his team, 10 quarterback pressures, 4 sacks, a pass breakup, a fumble caused, a fumble recovery. Had a great year for Pinson Valley.
Keelan Clayton, a senior at Clay Chalkville, had 35 solo tackles, 12 assists, 10 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, caused a fumble, had a pass breakup, and hit the quarterback 7 times.
Also from Clay Chalkville, we'll have DJ Dale. I believe he's committed to Ole Miss, so a fantastic job for that sophomore. He had 35 tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 6 sacks, an interception, a fumble caused, a fumble recovery, 3 pass breakups, and also hit the quarterback 7 times.
Zappeth Cunningham, a linebacker from Pinson, had 100 total tackles this year, 19 for loss, 4 sacks, caused 3 fumbles.
From Hewitt-Trussville, linebacker Nicholas Jackson, the senior had 140 solo tackles, which led the team, 13.3 tackles per game, 19 assists, 153 total tackles, which led the team.
Simon Miskelly had a great season for the Huskies. As a junior, he had 62 total tackles, 19 tackles for loss, caused a fumble as well.
Defensive back David Akafaje from Hewitt-Trussville had 42 solo tackles, 49 total tackles, an interception, and 1 for a touchdown.
Rashawn Christian from Pinson Valley, just a sophomore, 79 total tackles, 10 tackles for loss. He also broke up 11 passes.
Defensive back from Pinson Valley, Ty Woods, 49 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 20 pass breakups.
Defensive back from Pinson, CJ Rudolph, a senior, had just an outstanding year, 72 total tackles, 6 tackles for loss, had a couple of interceptions, a fumble recovery. Just an amazing year for that young man.
And first team punter was also our first team kicker. Once again, Saul Rios, who had a great year punting, 42.4 yards average.
All right, when we come back, we're going to have some interviews with our players of the year.
Trussville Vision Care is now proud to offer sports vision training for athletes. This sports-specific training improves hand-eye coordination and reaction time. As a former college athlete, Dr. Steele knows how important perfect vision is to succeed on the athletic field. For athletes, 20/20 vision is not enough. Trussville Vision Care.
Jefferson Memorial Funeral Home and Gardens is home-owned and operated by the Seal family. I've known Eddie Seal and his son Adam for over 25 years. They're community-oriented and, more importantly, good folks who know how to take care of people in their time of need. That's how Jefferson Memorial became Trussville's funeral home and cemetery. Jefferson Memorial is located at 1591 Gadsden Highway. You can call them at 322-0543. Before your need arises, let Jefferson Memorial family take care of your family.
All right, we're here with Connor Adair, the Tribune Sports Live Offensive Player of the Year. Connor, good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
So, you had a fantastic year. You set a lot of passing records for Hewitt-Trussville, and the records that you broke some pretty impressive folks' records like Brandon Cox. So, tell me a little bit about playing in this offense.
It's fun just to be around, like the way it works. Everybody, the receivers, the offensive line, all has to work together, of course, but really just playing with those coaches is phenomenal.
You know, there's often a lot of talk about this offense and how complex it is and how all the moving parts. Was that hard for you to take in a year?
Coach Floyd really helped me with that more than anything, but and the guys, of course, helped me when I moved in and learning it all. So not too bad.
So you're about to graduate from high school. Tell us a little bit about what's next for you.
Maybe college football. I'm hoping. Not for sure yet, though.
Yeah. Well, we wish the best to you. You had a fantastic season. All the best luck to you in college. And we're here with our Tribune Sports Live Defensive Player of the Year, Christian Smith. Christian, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
So let's talk about what it's like to play defensive line in Rudy Griffin's defense.
I mean, it's fun. You got high tempo defense. I mean, you got to be able to be nasty when you got to be nasty. I mean, it's a very physical defense, and it's high tempo.
You feel like it's a complex defense?
It's not really as hard as it seems, but I mean, it's a lot of stuff you got to know, and you got to know your keys to like be successful, everything.
Very good. So I wanted to ask you what it's like to play on the Hewitt-Trustful defense as prolific as that offense is. Is it hard sometimes? Is it a little easier knowing you have a cushion?
I mean, we know we have a cushion. I mean, we know our offense can go out there and score. But I mean, you gotta be like well conditioned. Man, we run all the time, and we're always conditioned and ready to go. I mean, you gotta be, because I mean, since it's a fast offense, you gotta be like just as fast. You gotta get the ball, like turnovers, all of that stuff. So I mean, it's fun.
That sounds like it's fun. All right, so what's next for you? What are you thinking about in terms of college?
Right now, I'm still undecided. I mean, I got a few offers. I got Jackson State, Middle Tennessee, Chattanooga's looking at me. I'm just running for the right offer. Come.
Well, whoever you go, they're going to get a good one. So congratulations to you, and we appreciate you being here today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We're here with Grayson Cash, our Tribune Sports Live Most Valuable Player. Grayson, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So talk a little bit about this season. Was it a little unexpected for you, all the carries, all the receptions?
Yeah, it was. I mean, from last year I was on defense, so man, I wasn't really used to it. So after the first couple games, I mean, I think we started getting our groove and how we finished the year. I mean, wish it could have ended a little differently, but I think we had a great year.
So the offensive system that you guys run, it's the Gus Malzahn system. Coach Floyd played under him, studied under him. How hard is this offense to stop?
I think it's very hard because all the weapons we had. I mean, we had Noah, Pitts. I mean, Connor was throwing great all year, and Elliott. I mean, it was just. I mean, we had everybody was clicking all year, so and we avoided injuries other than last year. So, I mean, it just went great for us. It was a real good offense.
Well, it was a fun offense to watch for sure. And next year for you, you're headed to UAB.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about what you're expecting at UAB.
I mean, they're getting their program back together, so it's a very exciting time there right now. So, man, I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Any ideas on which side of the ball you're going to fall on, offense, defense?
I'm not real sure yet. I don't think they know yet either, so we're still talking about it.
And one other thing you have going on this spring, you're back. The Hewitt Husky baseball team's defending their state championship.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great year. I mean, we got a lot of returning guys, and just got to fill in some spots for last year, but I think we'll be good.
Well, we're very excited for you for the spring and for next fall. Congratulations for being our MVP.
Thank you.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Trustful Vision Care is now proud to offer sports vision training for athletes. This sports-specific training improves hand-eye coordination and reaction time. As a former college athlete, Dr. Steele knows how important perfect vision is to succeed on the athletic field. For athletes, 20/20 vision is not enough. Trustful Vision Care.
Jefferson Memorial Funeral Home and Gardens is home-owned and operated by the Seal family. I've known Eddie Seal and his son Adam for over 25 years. They're community-oriented and, more importantly, good folks who know how to take care of people in their time of need. That's how Jefferson Memorial became Trustful's funeral home and cemetery. Jefferson Memorial is located at 1591 Gadsden Highway. You can call them at 322-0543. Before your need arises, let Jefferson Memorial Family take care of your family.
All right, that's our show. Congratulations again to our Coach of the Year, Coach Josh Floyd, our Defensive Player of the Year, Christian Smith, our Offensive Player of the Year, Connor Adair, and our MVP, Grayson Cash. A Hewitt Huskies sweep this year, but well-deserved.
Absolutely, it was well-deserved. The Huskies went 11-1 overall, 10-0 in the regular season. There were several players who could have been Players of the Year on both sides of the ball. We really went back and forth on this for a long time. That's why it took us so long to get this team really solidified. So, a fantastic year by all three teams. Hewitt-Trussville obviously had the best year overall. So, they did sweep, and it was a very good year for the Huskies.
Well, we're wishing all of our teams a great 2017. We already know they're in preparation for that. We're looking forward to it. For Chris Yao, I'm Zach Steele. Good morning, everybody.